things Posner doesn't have. That's not racist, though, sir.
Is it?
It's race-related. It's not racist.
Have any of you actually been to Rome? No? Well, you'll be competing against boys and girls who have. And they will have been to Rome, and Venice, and Florence, and Perugia, and they will doubtless have done courses on what they have seen. So they will know, when they come to do an essay like this on the Church of the Eve of the Reformation, that some silly nonsense on the foreskins of Christ will come in handy, so that their essays, unlike yours, will not be dull. Yours aren't bad, they're just boring. Think board examiners, think 60, think 160 papers.
So why are we even bothering?
I don't know. I don't know at all. You want it, I imagine, or your parents want it. The headmaster, he certainly wants it. But I won't waste the money. Judging by these, there's no point. Go to Newcastle. Be happy. Of course, there is another way. How? Cheat, possibly. And David, yes, sir, don't take the piss. There isn't time. What a wanker! They all have to do it, don't they? Do what? Show you they're still in the game. Foreskins and stuff. Absurd, you devil. No, we are. Hey, Roger's having sex, I heard. Only on Fridays. I need the weekend free for rugby. And golf. Nobody thinks I have a hope in this exam. Sorry. Currently, I'm seeing Fiona, the headmaster's secretary. We haven't done it yet, but I'm hoping one of the timers might be on the study floor. Shit. As the headmaster says, one should have targets. Because I was late growing up, I'm not included in this kind of conversation. I'm not supposed to understand. Actually, they'd be surprised how much I know about them, their bodies, and everything else.
You man seems very clever.
He does. Pressingly so.
Well, men are in history, of course.
Why history in particular?
Well, it's storytelling, so much of it. It's what men do naturally. My ex, for example, he told stories.
Was he an historian?
No, chartered accountant. Elected to Dumfries.
Dakin's a good-looking boy. Clever, too.
They're all clever. I saw to that.
You gave him an education. I give him the wherewithal to resist it. We are that entity beloved of our headmaster. That team.
You take the longer view than most. So many teachers nowadays, they remember the books that they discovered and loved when they were students and shove them onto the syllabus. And then they wonder why their students aren't as keen as they are. Catcher in the Rye, as a current example. Or have I got the whole thing wrong?
So, we arrived eventually at the First World War. As Wilfred Owen says it, sir, men were dying like cattle. What else? Come on, take them all off.
Trench warfare. Barrenness of the strategy.
On both sides.
Stability of the generals.
Donkeys, sir.
Hey, particularly. Humiliation of Germany and Versailles, redrawing of national borders.
Roar in the Rhineland.
Mass unemployment, inflation.
Weimar Republic, internal disorder, and the rise of Hitler.
So, our overall conclusion is that the origins of the Second World War lie in the unsatisfactory outcome of the First.
Yes. Yes.
First class. Bristol welcomes you with open arms. Manchester longs to have you. You can walk into Aberystwyth. I am a fellow of Magdalen College, Oxford, and I have just read 70 papers, all saying the same thing, and I am asleep.
But it's all true.
What has truth got to do with it? What has truth got to do with anything? Let's go back to 1914, and I'll put you a different case. Try this for some. Germany does not want war, and if there is an arms race, it is Britain who is leading. Though there's no reason why we should want war, nothing in it for us. Better stand back and let Germany and Russia fight it out while we take the imperial pickings. These are facts. Why do we not care to acknowledge them? The cattle, the body count. We still don't like to admit the war was even partly our fault, because so many of our people died. A photograph on every single mantelpiece. And all this mourning has veiled the truth. It's not so much lest we forget, as lest we remember. You should realise that as far as the cenotaph and the last post and all that stuff is concerned, there's no better way of forgetting something than by commemorating. And take it, sir, you were the one who was morally superior about hate.
Passchendaele, the Somme, he was a butcher, sir.
Yes, but at least he delivered the goods.
What about the poets, then?
What about them? If you read what they actually say as distinct from what they write, most of them seem to have enjoyed the war. Siegfried Sassoon was a good officer. Saint Wilfred Owen couldn't wait to get back to his company. Both of them surprisingly bloodthirsty. Poetry is good up to a point, adds flavour. But if you want to relate the politics to the war, forget Wilfred Owen and try Kipling. If any question why we died, tell them because our fathers lied.
So, what's the verdict then, sir? What do we write down?
You can write down, right, but I must not write down every single word that Caesar said. You can also write down that the First World War was a mistake. It was not a tragedy.
Do you really believe that, sir? Or are you just trying to make us think?
You can't explain away poetry, sir.
No, sir.
Art wins in the end.
What about this then, sir? Those long, uneven lines, standing as patiently as if they were stretched outside the Oval or Villa Park.
Grinning as if it were all an August bank holiday night.
Never such innocence. Never before or since. The men leaving the gardens tidy.
Thousands of marriages lasting a little while longer. Never such innocence again.
How come you know this by heart? Not that it answers the question.
So much for our glorious dead.
I know. Still, thinking of Passchendaele. Can I bring you up to speed with Fiona?
No.
It's my Western Front. Last night, for instance, meeting only token resistance. I've reconnoitred the ground. Are you interested in this?
No. Go on.
As far as the actual place,
Shit.
I mean, not onto it, certainly not into it, but up to it. At which point the Hun, if I may so characterize the fair Fiona, dug in. No further deployments were sanctioned. And around 2300 hours, my forces withdrew. Whereas I'd begun the evening thinking this might be the big push.
You do have a nice time.
And the beauty of it is the metaphor really fits. I had to pass the sites of previous battles where every inch of territory was hotly contested. Like particularly her tits. Which fell after a prolonged campaign 3 weeks ago, and now I have immediate access to, and was indeed the start line of last night's abortive thrust south.
I can't take it more. Enough.
Still, at least I'm doing better than Felix. The headmaster.
What? He doesn't.
Or tries to. Chases around the desk hoping to copy the deal.
I don't want to think about it.
It's only human. Does she like you? Of course she likes me.
Well, then the metaphor's not exact. You're not disputing the territory. You're just negotiating over the pace of the occupation.
Just